Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of It's Legal to Gamble so long as you do it like this. I'm your host, Joey Crypto, JC, Josephus, Maximus, Penis, Coinicus, back here in the Three Shots Podcast garage while we wait for the studio to get finished. Foundation hasn't even been poured yet. It's going to be a minute.
It's getting there.
Hey, fuck you, man. As always, thank you for your patience and understanding because, damn it, I just don't care enough to do this consistently yet. How are all you maxis and meme coiners doing? Hanging in there for the bull run, eh? You getting anxious yet? Getting tired of hearing it's alt season soon? Well, look, it's going to take some time. You're going to need to take a deeper breath, crawl down out of my ass, because this doesn't happen overnight, my guy. This is like the elusive female orgasm, which I'm still not entirely sure exists. The setting has to be just right. The mood needs to be perfect. Figure out your entry positions ahead of time. Be sure of your placement. Don't try to be a hero. Don't get too aggressive. Nobody likes to show off. And if you ramp up that leverage too greedily, you're likely to be liquidated too soon before you can get it across the finish line. Keep that pace, putting just the right amount in steadily each time. Once you find your rhythm, don't mess this up. The market doesn't care about how you're feeling. You just got to do your job and pretend like your exit liquidity for someone else until you feel it. Now, I don't know how to describe it, how I can say I know what it is, but once you've been there, you know what the moment looks like. When everything's pumping, everyone's happy, everyone's up, the top is blowing off, you're easing off on that leverage and just letting the motion of that parabolic arc do all the work, you'll know what I mean. When you see that moment come and go, it's your turn and you better get while the getting is good because the market's about to say, I've had to pee for about 5 minutes now, so get the fuck off of me. And if you ain't where you need to be, you're never going to get there because if you did your job right up to that point, it's snooze city for her. The market, and Loserville for you. So on a totally unrelated note, how much conviction have you had in your relationships? Investments. Are you continuing to average into your variety of different assets across various levels of risk, or are you aping in thousands of dollars into ETH and swapping it for meme tokens on your MetaMask app? Take it from a professional D-bag, and before I go any further, yes, I am, and yes, I've had no official training on the subject, diversify. I've been guilty as hell of focusing entirely too much on one black hole to the exclusion of all else, and it bit my dick off when I realized that hole was not a warm, comfy slot to stick all my gains, but actually it was the smaller acid-spitting mouth of the xenomorph from Aliens. Thank God the acid cauterized the wound. But I digress. Let's right this ship before I crash it into a barrier reef and not only cause an ecological disaster, but also avoid having to change my identity again. The important thing is that nobody knows the bloody thing about what's going to happen next. It's all speculation, so don't go all in on just one project. At this point, cough around the acronym VG. Oh fuck, I was supposed to read that about VGX. I wasn't supposed to. I was supposed to do it, not say it. Anyway. As much as we may want to go down on meme tokens so hard they hit the back of our throat, you may want to exercise a little caution and take a word from the maxis once in a while. Also, Bitcoin maximalists, if you're thinking you can convince us all to go Bitcoin solo with the potential for no less than doubling our money this go around, you may want to consider a different tactic and read the bloody room. Another equally heartbreaking, damn, I missed out on that 100x news. The Doge dog is Dunskies. Yes, folks, Kabosu fell into a deep sleep Friday morning at 18 years of age, which is actually pretty old for a Shiba Inu. So I guess one might say that Grandpa had already been put in the nursing home and the executor of the will had a mortuary on speed dial. While I can't say for certain that this sweet-faced quadruped passed peacefully, it was probably in a lot of pain, very confused, and just begging for it to be over at that point. Kind of like every time my wife brings home a new boyfriend. All we have left to do now is wait for Elon Musk to buy the dog's remaining cremated or not. Buy the dog's remains cremated or not. Send a portion of them on his first ship to Mars while railing the rest up his nose. For what reason, I couldn't begin to tell you. Don't ask me why. He's an arguably eccentric, but more likely mentally ill billionaire. Now that all we're left with is a steaming pile of canine excrement. It's time to get out the pooper scooper and salvage the remaining vestiges of emotional meme token obsession we have left by diving headfirst into none other than my favorite new meme token, Zelda Eno 2.0. A little backstory. Zelda launched last bull run and did a 300x. End of backstory. Zelda 2.0 launched recently on May 5th to wild acclaim and applause by friends of the old 1.0 token, and it has been no shortage of fireworks ever since. It started with a 600 million token supply, and that's already dropped by 100 million. Pretty nice deflationary tactics, if I do say so myself. Not to mention it's only available on Uniswap at the moment and Bitmart, but there are big plans in the roadmap to get this sweet little puppy listed in so many other mainstream exchanges. So, whose leg do I have to hump around here to get this sweet little guy listed on Coinbase? Do you guys think it would help if I dressed up as a Zelda Inu furry and hid in Brian Armstrong's closet? The creators at Zelda might be as into making money as myself and the entire afternoon crew, hoping to make it to Friday and Saturday night work at the local strip club, but they have hearts of gold too. To date, they've donated more than $75,000 to dog shelters to help those pups stay happy, clean, and not dead. So note to self, figure out how to disguise self as stray dog and get free room and board. Do I look desperate yet? So load up that wallet with some ETH and swap away for Zelda Inu 2.0, or wait till it's too damn late and it's already listed on more exchanges. But let's not forget to talk about the 4,000-pound Shiba Inu in the room. What's massive, great for memes, and universally hated by almost everyone, despite how central they are to our culture. No, I'm not talking about Nickelback. It's Ethereum. They finally got the upgrade we've all been wanting and has had gas fees cut by 90%. I'm sorry, I read that wrong. The gas fees will remain the same, but an Ethereum spot ETF has been approved. So don't worry, your 80-year-old grandfather can now feel much more comfortable investing in the same platform that brought you CumRocket and Doja on Mars, because it's traded by the same crooks that have run your 401k into the ground via inflation, but line their own pockets with an ever-increasing supply of worthless, shite fiat. But no, I won't knock it any more than necessary. The hype machine must reach satisfaction levels, and we can't have a lackluster bull run, can we? As hard as it was to get this done, I'm sure Vitalik Buterin's shockingly large manhood is even harder at the notion he can continue being a weird, awkward bastard and doesn't have to care because, like the great Dave Chappelle once said, I'm rich, bitch. That's about all the time we have today. As always, folks, don't forget to DYOR. This is NFA. Don't forget that I'm a goddamn truck driver. While I can tell you how to swing a right turn, I will not tell you how to swing trade. I have to let the guys from 3 Shots Podcast out from under my desk now and try to convince my wife I haven't been talking about crypto again. Good night, everybody.